let's really think about what's happening. You got you got a lot of people literally in diplomatic immunity with fear, literally immune to fear to the point where they actually misconcept fear and happiness. Like they living in fear, but they calling it happiness because they become so accustomed and immune to being addicted in this habit of settling that it actually seems like they're living their purpose. So they get really caught up in this perception where they lose the actual momentum of fear, because you could actually use fear to propel you into different levels that you ain't even aware of. So people actually get screwed up in both concepts because they stuck between two stores, right? And I want to use these two stores sort of like a personification or a metaphor to explain what's actually happening. So you got Home Depot, and then you got a private bakery, right? So you got two stores, two shops. Now, the Home Depot represents your pain, your rape, your molestation, that relationship you've been in, that neglect, that struggle, that defeat, that embarrassment, that denial, that loneliness, that depression, that anxiety. And in the bakery, it represents that subtleness, that peace that you crave for, because that's you trying to use peace as an escapism, that that scapegoat, that route, that contentment, that sugar. It's not the bitter truth. It's your confined place. It's your solitude. It's the place you go to escape from the world. It's the place where you feel like everything is going to be all right. It actually represents security. So both of these places are magnificent in ways to you. But most of the people get stuck in the bakery, right? And then in the Home Depot, where you got the tools for molestation, where you got the tools for rape, where you got the screwdriver for fear, where you got all the bolts for anxieties and depression. You got the cabinets that help build your spiritual mansion, but you choose to run away from the store because you don't know how to use these tools, and you don't want to find out at all. So the same person that you could ask for advice on how to use the tools in the store is actually you, but you don't want to go that route. So you rather take the easy way out. You rather go eat the cake, right? You rather go eat the sweets, get the goodies, get the fairy tales, get the sprinkles, right? And you want to live this beautiful, quote unquote, positive vibe, right? And your life shouldn't even be in a form where it's negative or positive. If you still living a life of yin and yang and living a life of balance, because I don't really believe in balance. I feel like everything is just one big momentum. So if you live in a life where your life is up and down, well, one day you feeling great, then the next day you feeling not, then the next day is negative, the next day is positive. That shows that literally you're suffering from a social and personal disorder of mentality, because your life is split in two ways, right? And that's why you in two ways. That's why you feel something and the next day you don't. That's why you hear voices but you don't know which one to answer to. So you stuck between the Home Depot and the bakery shop. So you lock yourself in this bakery shop, and then the people that's trying to get in, right? The bakery shop now becomes your wall since you locked the door. And now the people that's trying to get in represent emotions. They represent feelings, and they banging on your door. You got faith at your door. You got bravery at your door. You got courage at your door, and they trying to get you on a roll. Like, look, we ready. The car's all packed up, and then you just staring them through the glass door as if like you don't know what's going on. So do you shut the blinds off, and now everything is dark in your bakery, and now you're so upset in the bakery because now you've gained all this emotional and spiritual and psychological weight that you can't even move. So now you pissed at yourself because you finally get a glimpse of yourself through the bakery window, and you start sitting there and you thinking like, how did I let myself get to this point? I got so comfortable. Now you mad. So then you start destroying the bakery, the very same place where you found your security and contentment. Now you start destroying it. You start wrecking it. And you start thinking to yourself, how did I let myself get here? But now you can't even move because you over 400 pounds of spiritual weight. So you got all this psychological baggage and you can't even move yet. It's nothing blocking you because it's spiritual. So it's the unforeseen. It's not seen. It's in your mind. It's the mentality. And you can't even move because you didn't feed your mind the right stuff. You didn't feed your spirit the right. You just kept feeding yourself this quote unquote positive, not even knowing positive can't even exist without its opposite, which is or would be the negative. So you fed yourself just one side. And that's why you stuck on one side and don't know how to get to the other side. Because you fed yourself just the positive and you forgot to include its twin flame. So now you neglected the Home Depot. You neglected all the tools that could have got you to the next level. And you chose to live in that bakery and you destroyed it. So now the whole inside of you is just messed up. It's cake all everywhere. You got the sugar, you got the flour all over the place, you got the chocolates. Now you just look like a beautiful mess. Because it's like now you got all the things you want in life, but it's messy. So now you stuck in this place and you breaking down, you crying, and then you get to this stage where you can awaken and you can get out this bakery and escape and go to the Home Depot. But the owner left with the key. And it's mysterious because you locked yourself in a place and gave yourself the key. And you're the owner and a customer at the same time. You're also the shopkeeper and you're also the person who built the place, and you're also the person who made the cake. So you're the baker as well, you're the chef as well, and then you're the same person that won't let yourself out. So now everybody's trying to get in. It's a stampede at your door. They trying to break in. They rushing in. They finally get in. A foot finally gets in. You start feeling something a little bit, but then that small little foot start feeling like it's a huge foot. And you start panicking because you're like, this is too much. I feel overwhelmed. And you close back the door. You just missed the chance of your openness. You just missed the chance of your real escape, of your real freedom. And you closed the door because it felt too overwhelming. You felt the draft on your neck as that foot was trying to get in. You felt the air of freedom and it was too much. And you closed that door. And that door is now the hardest thing to get open. So now you spend about 10, 20 years watching things go by. And things watching you go by. And faith and bravery still there. Courage is still at your door. They're just sitting there. They all in line. Just sitting there waiting for you to open up shop one day. And they staring at you wondering why are you stuck in here? And then you got your other self, right? That's in Home Depot. That's the cashier, the owner, and the creator of the store that also know how to use the tools. And they got all the different aisles for you. You got the aisle of fear. You got the aisle of molestation. You got the aisle of rape. You got the aisle of depression. You got the aisle of anxiety. You got the aisle of your prostitution. You got the aisle of drug habit. You got the aisle of all your shame. You got the aisle of all your regrets. You got the aisle of all your family breakdownness, from your family breaking you down. You got the betrayals from friends. You got the feeling alone. You got the hate. You got the anger. You got all your aisles right there, and they all got tools, and they all got cabinets, and they all got refrigerators, and they got different appliances. But you could take all that fear, depression, all that anxiety, molestation you've been through, the depression you've been through, the drug habits you've been through, the losses you've been through, the cries you've been through, the defeat you've been through, the embarrassment, the being humiliated, everything you've been through. You can actually use that and turn that into your mansion. Like you could build a mansion inside yourself with many rooms, many doors, but no place to hide. And that's how you experience true beauty. Like they even got the flowers outside waiting for you, right? And you're stuck in the shop watching your life go by. Literally watching it go by. Living life every single day with regrets and complaining about how you're not living here, how you're not doing this, how you wish you could do here, how you plan to do this. And you use favorite quotes, right? You use your favorite lines where you say, one day I want. And I always found that line to be mysterious. You saying, one day I want to be an entrepreneur. One day I want to own my own business. One day I want to be my own boss. And I'm thinking in my head, one day. Then I said, let me research what one day is. So I looked at every single calendar. I see Monday, I see Tuesday, I see Wednesday, I see Thursday, I see Friday, I see Saturday, and I see Sunday. And I'm like, what is this one day that I keep hearing everybody talk about? because it's not on the calendar. I checked my phone, it wasn't there. I didn't Google it because I wanted to do a real search, and I didn't see a day like that. So it means that this day that you're creating doesn't exist. It's not the 8th day of the week. So what is this one day you're waiting on? Because it's never going to come. Days is designed to be 7 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I wanted to repeat that so you could get a clear vision of there isn't no one day. So the day you're waiting for is never going to come. So that initially tells me that you know in yourself that you don't believe that you're going to be your own boss, that you don't believe you're going to be an owner, that you don't believe you're going to be an entrepreneur, that you don't believe you're going to be in that successful relationship that you want to be in. You don't believe it, and that's why the things you are in are failing, literally because your self-esteem is low, because you already have this discrete, small, teeny level of self-esteem which could appear as confidence because your defense mechanism is so magnificent that it appears as strength. But it's actually just covering up a weakness. It's covering up the fact that you really are not in any type of strength, but it comes off beautiful, and it's admirable actually, because it worked in circumstances. It works in debates. It works in arguments. It works when you can't take it no more and you want to find an exit. It works in adversity. It works when you feel like you got to leave from a situation because somebody's triggering an issue inside of you. It works perfectly, but it never works when it comes to you saying, you know what, I want to give myself a chance, or I want to give my life a chance. Or when you get in another defense mechanism, quote unquote, trying to love yourself. How could you love yourself when you're not even of yourself yet? You haven't even reached in yourself yet, but you're trying to love yourself, and you're wasting time trying to love yourself instead of let yourself come and love you. So you running around in life in place, not even traveling, not even moving nowhere with your feet. Your feet are literally in place, but it seems like you're going somewhere because you're like, damn, my ankles hurt, my knees hurt, I must be moving a lot. But actually, you in the same place, you in that same bakery, you in that same shop, waiting on that magical one day that doesn't even exist. I never even heard of a one day. I never even heard of one day, because it's 365 days. So what is this special day that you're waiting on? What is this unique visualization on this type of enlightenment that you think you're going to receive one day? Like, that day is any day. You know, instead of saying one day, why don't you say, I'm going to be an entrepreneur, I'm going to be in the greatest relationship, or I'm going to make myself a millionaire, or I'm going to have all the riches, or all my desires met. Whatever your desires are, whatever you need in your life, once you say, pick a day. Say, I'm going to be it on Friday, I'm going to be it Monday, I'm going to be it Wednesday or Tuesday or Thursday. Because that one day really don't exist. So you don't want to spend your life in this bakery, right, which is actually just a personification, a metaphor for your walls, or quote unquote having your guards up, and you stuck inside this bakery because it has all your goodies in it, right? All the sugary truths you like to hear, which is only the truth that make you feel good. It has all that in it. And it has nothing bitter in it. Everything is filled with sugar. Everything has flavor to it, right? Because that's what you like. You don't like stuff that's raw and gooey with substance, right? You don't want it to come out sticky. You don't want that real honey. You want the imitation of it. You want it to look like something but taste like something totally different. And you stay in this phase for all your life, right? And then the sad thing is that you end up multiplying out of this space. You end up getting a relationship in this place, knowing that you're in this place, consciously knowing that you're in this consciousness that's unconscious, and you're having kids, and you're in relationships, and you're trying to get to the next level, all from this place. And then you wondering why your kids may be failing. You wondering why your relationship and your spouse may be failing at their lives. Or you might be having deaths around. There might be close people around you that's dying. You're trying to figure out, why does it seem like it's happening to me? Because you're coming from a place of death. You're coming from a place of failure. You're coming from a place that's not alive within yourself. So you should close down that shop, right? You should actually set it on fire. But the thing to do, right, and the most powerful thing you could do is to burn that bakery, right? Burn that personification, burn that metaphor, which is actually your contentment, your security. Just burn it. Set it on fire, right? And don't watch it burn. Burn with it. Like, reincarnate yourself. This is the most powerful thing you could do, since you can't find a way to escape, because that's what it is most of the time. That's why I don't blame most people for being stuck in their guards, because most people lock themselves and they can't find a way out. They don't know where the door is. It's been so long. Plus, most people are emotional hoarders, so the door could be right in front of them, but they don't put boxes and boxes of stuff they done ordered from online in their mind somewhere. So they put emotions here, they got emotions here, they got emotions here. They covered up the door and they're like, damn, it's been so long, I forgot where the door is. So now they got to dig through all this stuff, all this baggage, all this hurt, all this defeat, all this not having a purpose, this meaningless life, all these relationships they've been through, and they still can't find a door because they just pack so much within themselves, all that hate and anger. The only thing that could actually sweep it up is a broom of forgiveness, but you can't even find that because it's so much pain in you. You forgot where the broom is. So set the whole thing on fire. It's always gasoline available, and you definitely have matches. Because determination, that no matter what wall you in, no matter what shop you want to keep yourself in, that's always there. That fire is always going to be there. So take that fire, but before you burn that whole entire internal self of yours, visualize yourself in that space, that Home Depot, the place where you could use all those tools. The stuff you've been hoarding, they can actually be used for something, where you can actually visualize yourself being in that place and saying, I'm gonna go through all these hours within myself, and I'm gonna use everything as a tool, and I'm gonna build my spiritual mansion with it. Visualize yourself there first, so when you burn yourself inside yourself and you internally die, you're awakened in this new place, and you're awakened with a new way to go about life. And then that's when you can actually call yourself a boss, because you mastered the art of defeat, of depression. So don't stay in this situation thinking that you're actually going to gain something out of it, thinking that one day is going to come someday. Turn that one day, right? Stop using that word and make it Tuesday. Make it whatever your favorite day of the week is. Most people like the weekends, right? But they use the weekends as a way to escape the weekday. Like, so what are you doing? Really look at yourself, ask yourself, what the hell are you doing with yourself? What are you doing with your life? Because yourself and your life are two different things, but both reflect you. Yourself is a more personal thing. It's the inner life. It's the life that only you see. And then life itself is the bigger you, the bigger picture. It's the inner self manifested as something in a greater self, the bigger self. It's all around you. You can see yourself in everything that isn't yourself, meaning in somebody else. And really ask yourself, what are you really doing? And when you sit down, you could find some type of solution. Do it again, because you shouldn't find a solution. If you found a solution to your problems, that means you're going about it wrong. It shouldn't be a solution. You should get to a point where you can't figure it out, and that should be the solution. So when you get to a point where you panic and can't figure it out, the only thing is to do is to act. If you find a solution, say, oh, that's why I'm like this, because this happened, and I started doing that behind that, and my pain dictated the way I would operate my whole entire life. Like, my whole entire life been fear-based, and it been rooted in that denial and that abandonment that I suffer from in my life, and that neglect and rejection. Oh, that's why I'm like that. That makes sense. I feel better now. But you ain't going to do nothing about it. You get to a point where you're saying, oh, I can't figure it out. I don't know the answer. Panic. right? And when you panic, like, oh, you just do anything. And that's how you find the answer in anything, in the unknown, in the unforeseen, the blind faith, the universe, the empty void. That's where your answer is. And when you get to that point, I'll probably be there waiting. Like, what took you so long to realize that this is where you needed to be this whole time? I don't know, but I'm done. And cliche, live your dreams, but be awake to see them.